a good one for you. Between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns. We're through the first quarter of the season. Hard to believe, I know, as we kick off in this Week 5 contest. On the return, it's Rondale Moore. Nice run back, but what a hit we had at the end of it.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's first and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
First carry here for Aaron Jones. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Slot man motioned over. 2nd down carry for Jones. He's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Escapes the pocket. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
I'll give this quarterback credit. He fought as much time as he could, but eventually, the only option left was to throw it away.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Out of the gun, a give to Jones. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Some really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Skips it short of his man. That brings up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
For the Vikings. The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10.
19 Lion, Viking.
Play action, Sanders. This is lofted deep down the middle. Full extension, and he brings it in! They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. A pickup of 17. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Pass the 60.
Now the first carry for Kunshan Judkins. And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Moore with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Vikings to the line now. Here's first and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Continuing to move past the 45. He's at the 30. Gets the 10. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings make it a one-point game. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out first and 10.
Viking 18. Get it.
Here's Judkins to begin the drive. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. I love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there. I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready.
Throw here, 3rd down. Throw right side, caught by Njoku. And this is going to be down to, looks like about the opposing 36 for their next snap. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that's a Browns first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Let's go. Unlock line. Ready.
Judkins running between the tackles. Rob's by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys, not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
Looking out of the gun, Sanders. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Well, he's been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right? And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Sanders now on 3rd down. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Kate, you know I talk to you all the time about these money downs and 3rd downs and the plan you got to have. It's kind of like a manufacturing plant. You've got to manufacture open looks, and that time, the plant was closed.
It's no good. He needed more leg, and he sent it too far right. And the score remains knotted, 7-all.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Flying down the middle with Chandler. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. On him quick, and they bring him down. And that pushes him back, 3rd down.
defense's first sack of the game, kid, we can now see some of the negatives, the trade-offs of his great running ability. When he tries to create, well, he can find himself going backwards, and in this case, a really big loss.
Third and long for him here. He's got it deep downfield. He has this down to the 34. Third and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the first.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
He's got about 9 on that run, partner, down inside the 30.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Less than a ruler needed here on second down. Running once more with Mason. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Give him 8 on that one. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Have the 60. Have the 60.
Going to the ground again on first. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it will largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket, keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Brought in. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's a money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Man in motion here. Jones will not get past the line. He's held up at 4.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. They go to him again. And he's not going to make it. Made a little progress, but they stall him at the 2. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
They'll run with Jones. And he's going to be stopped. 3rd and goal winds up losing yardage. And now, Brock, will they challenge them again on 4th and goal? The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Reichert connects there. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
No return as this bounces into the end zone. The ball's coming out to the 20. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Have the 60.
Operating from the gun. Here's Sanders. Short pass brought in. And to get him 5 yards as he gets this up to the 25. So while they're in the huddle, partner, we've arrived at the end of our first quarter. Scoreboard shows 10-7. Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it.
Let's go now.
They have it, 2nd and 4.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Out of the gun, here's Sanders. Knocking this one off to Judkins. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps the stride moving.
Some of these quarterbacks, Kate, I swear, it's just instinctive. Like a great running back, they just know how to buy a little bit more time and to create space to find those completions outside the pocket.
We'll go play action for Sanders. Connects on the crosser. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They are throwing it again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Offense in a hurry up here.
19 Tiger, 19. Go.
To throw now is Sanders. That one complete to Njoku. He's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid 3rd down.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. A little screen pass for Judkins. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run the screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Online, but not enough juice to it. That one falls short. It's no good. And they are unable to tie up this contest.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
There's McCarthy on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline and cut by Addison. He's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Hits him on the out route. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd and that playbook wide open.
Off play action, it's McCarthy. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Not a bad first look for him in the this contest, and I love them taking a shot, Kate. It's a shame, though, because this defense will tip the cap. They played that ball better than he could.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Looking Hawkinson, he's got it. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Jones. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Guessing everybody in the huddle and on the sidelines sure wanted a little bit more from that run, but you didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot and can't wait to see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Back to Jones. And he's in for the touchdown. The Vikings make it a 9-point advantage. Reichert on for the point after.
For the extra point.
Right down the middle. It's good. And the Vikings make it a 10-point ball game.
17. Round 7.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Nicole Hardman now on the return. Escapes the defender. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
First and 10. At their own 20-yard line.
Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes first and 10.
Deputy Lions.
On the give, here's Judkins. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but so would love for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. Sanders back to throw. To the right and pulled in by Judy. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. They get 22 out of that play. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
It's more into the hands of Judy. He's tackled there, so a nice start to a new set of downs, but let's see if they keep it. Let's examine this flag.
Ready.
Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now first and 20.
Ready.
Sanders going to look to throw. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Good coverage on that deep ball downfield. Throw knocked away. That's going to send it back to the line for second.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready.
It's Judkins on the counter. And they find them after just a yard. It's third down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Third and long here for Sanders. He isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up fourth down. The Browns are lined up to punt. Isaiah Rodgers deep to return. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. They can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Minnesota in the formation. It's first and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. We'll get it to Gavin Bartholomew. And after making the catch, he is decked quickly at the 38. He picks up 15 on the play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Counterplay, Jones. Fights his way through a tackle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Jones again on second down. Get some space around midfield. It's a race down the right side. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings make it a 16-point ball game. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. Reichert on for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Vikings take a 3-possession lead. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Hardman with a return. He dodged the tackle. And he's out of bounds approaching the 25. Couple yards short at the 23. Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10. Play action, Sanders. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down. Just one play into this drive, and they are already sitting on their own 45. On 1st down, here's Sanders. Look at that power, deep left side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So 2nd down coming up.
Got ready. Come on.
Looking out of the gun, Sanders. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He skids down inside the 35-yard line. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's a Browns 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here's Sanders now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns chop some of the lead off before the half. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. And I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners. There'll be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. That's well done.
That lead trimmed just a bit. Down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Has this at the 6. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he picks up about 4 yards before they send him out. So 2nd and 6 coming up.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. It really create some indecision now defensively.
Jones wants more. And all he can get is a yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now we'll get a pause for an injured player. That's Aaron Jones, the man in question. And some obvious discomfort as he gets looked at. 1st down from the 42. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
See, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But it nets the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And no look there, that throw falls to the ground.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find Justin Jefferson. And 4th and 4 coming up. The Vikings getting their punt team out. get nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt.
Take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Shotgun handoff here for Judkins. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. Good play on the football defensively. He knocks it away, and that's going to bring up third down.
So far, this script, well, it's dictated some early looks for this running back, and now you're seeing the adjustment defensively. Not so easy on those checkdowns. Nowhere for that ball to go.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down. They'll throw, third and long. It's in or no, they dropped another one. Viks dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock. It does force a fourth down. They'll punt another one away. Corey Bajorquez returning to the field. And he's just going to fair catch this one. That's brought in at the 39-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's first and 10. Now it's McCarthy. He has a big strike to Addison. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before it is brought down. Now the Vikings use their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Here's McCarthy, first and 10. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. One final shot before the half. Into traffic, complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Two quarters to go from London Town, and here we go in our second half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out first and 10.
19, 18, here we go.
Handoff now to Judkins. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's second and 6.
Let's go now.
Out of the gun, here's Sanders. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now they're going to face third down.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
He finds Njoku, complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Finds running back Judkins. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. A gain of 15 there. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
That's another Browns first down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 33-yard
Cowboy
line.
80.
Sanders setting the pass. That's complete to Tillman. All right. And they drop him right after that catch. He's down at the 22-yard line. They gain 11 on that play. And that's a Browns first down.
First
70 Lions. Buffalo 18.
They'll go play action for Sanders. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Okay, break.
First down. First and goal at the
Get up.
7-yard line.
Viking 18. Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready.
Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. So he'll go down shy the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Judkins. And he's across. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns cut into the lead coming out of halftime.
We've seen all game long how difficult it has been for this defense to try to contain this guy. Not only through the air, now 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's just been a difference maker.
And this is Schmidt for the extra point. He's good on the extra point effort. And the Browns cut it to a field goal game. Always set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Moore with a return. He's got a lane up past the 30. I don't think they're going to catch him. Touchdown! He takes the kick all the way back for 6. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out first and 10. To the air, Sanders. Left side, and Tillman has it. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one, and that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
First down. First and 10 at the
Trap
47-yard
60,
line.
trap 6, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready,
Sanders going to look to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Short pass brought in. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Browns first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Ready.
They are throwing it again. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Let's go now. Let's go.
From the red zone on first. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Here's Judkins on second down. He couldn't quite break it. Still a 5-yard gain, though. Third down. Offense up to the line fast.
It's a gain of 5.
70 Lions.
Brings up third and 5.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 60 Maverick, 67 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Third and short here. Sanders. Gets his running back. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. But he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. Judkins out the middle. So much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
Back now, pressure coming. He's got it. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Hits him on the out route. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 now from the 46. Motion man right is Jefferson. 1st and 10. It's McCarthy. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last 2nd attempt to get rid of it.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And they've got to him just a step or 2 before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. Give him 13 on that play. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down. They give to Mason running right. And he works it down inside the 40. That's a run of 8.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And that short gain is enough for a new set it down. Goes to the hurry up here. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
This is Mason on 2nd down. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. It was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. To the air on 3rd and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw. That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Hardman with a return. Looks away from one. This makes it up to the 25. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go.
19 Lions. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. On target here to Njoku. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns get this time before the end of the third. David Njoku, the touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Moore with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. A give to Mason. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Off play action. It's McCarthy. And they're going to tag a defender with this one. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flagging for it. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. McCarthy operating from the pistol. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. Escapes the defender. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota. On play action now, McCarthy. Taken in by Addison, left side. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. It's a gain of 22. And the Vikings are going to have a first down.
First down, Vikings.
Straight ahead, here's Mason. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard.
Ready, ready.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Shotgun handoff now to Chandler. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
Third down, line to gain 9 yards out. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Toward the end zone, but incomplete. That's going to force them into a 4th down decision.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB, over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. You've got to find a completion right there. Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35. Nice Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out 1st and 10. Play action, Sanders. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. But he's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing again here, Sanders. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it after a 2nd interception of the season.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting this offense up for success. This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Chandler again. It's inside the 10. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants. Coming in from the right, and they blocked it. They blocked it. It's a foot race. The 50. The 30. And they return it all the way back for 2 to minimize the sting of that opposing touchdown. Well, Brock, you never want to take the point after for granted, and this play shows why. However unlikely, we don't see it often, but there's always a chance that they can get through for the block, and then it's a foot race down the field.
And then you got to really give credit, right? In the credit pie, give a slice to everybody because it takes them all on special teams. It starts with making the block, and then everybody alert enough to transition to set up the return.
They'll go play action for Sanders. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, well, he just took his medicine.
Working out of the gun, Sanders. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Cowboy 80.
3rd and long for him here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. That last interception gave him a chance to take the lead, partner. And now their defense gets them another one, so they can start growing this advantage.
Yeah, this defense let them know we don't want to defend a small lead. Here's the ball again. Go get us a 2-score advantage this time.
Rob's got the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. And nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with Chandler. They stuck with him and got the same results. He is stopped at the line once again to quickly bring up 3rd down.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. This is Jefferson, and he's got it. Tackle made at the 10. 1st and goal coming up. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, Every defense will go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just...
Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings stretch it to a 2-score game in the fourth. It's a T.J. Hockenson touchdown. Here's McCarthy leading them to the line. They're going for 2.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Sending them up the middle. And he's into the end zone for 2. That sets him up with a 14-point lead.
Every once in a while, we don't have to confuse this game. Simply beat the man in front of you. Carry the ball over the line. Rushing football, it's fun.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. Ready.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. He surges ahead for 5. Make it 2nd down.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Offense to line. This is 2nd and 4.
19, Tiger, ready.
Out of the gun, here's Sanders. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for him. They were thinking interception for a second. And completion is still pretty good, too.
It's Ford on 3rd. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Taken down at the 41. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
Down in the 4th. Offense staying out there for this.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 18, Pioneer. 18, Rattler.
Desperation time here. Oh, he puts an air under this one, right side. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate said, you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a...
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott, living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow, where the blind was a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul, so fly out to walk in any spot, every be soaking from a time when was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real product. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision why I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's